So we're gonna talk about Hrothgar Hair. We really need to talk about it. Because the situation is actually worse than I thought that it was. It was actually worse. So, let me see if I can find this thread. The devs have responded. Yoshi-P has responded to this debacle surrounding the Hrothgar Hair. Oh boy. Oh boy. On the forums, on the official forums, there is a giant thread discussing the massive problem with the Hrothgar Hair right now. Let me see if I can make this more visible. So when they first unveiled the new Hrothgar hairstyles at the live letter recently, some people were like, there's no way they're being serious. There's no way this is really the final form of it. This just, it can't be that this is it. And somebody actually here in the thread made a helpful picture of all. Oh my gosh, I can let's do it like that. Oh my god. All of them. Okay. So you can see that they're all no ears on any of them. It was April 1st when we had the live letter where they announced the different hairstyles. So obviously people were like, this has got to be a joke. They can't be serious. That this would be the final decision by Yoshi-P. There's 6 in total, new ones. And actually, this guy in his signature said orange skin option for Hrothgar. I didn't realize Hrothgar actually can't have orange skin. You can't make a really orange tiger Hrothgar? I was kind of surprised that that never occurred to me before. That seems like a basic thing you should be able to do. You can't be Tony the Tiger? What? See, I didn't know that. That's almost as bad as no ears on these new hairstyles. Yeah. It's wild that they thought people would be happy with it. It's not great. Okay, so anyway, this thread, massive thread, was made when they showed us the hairstyles at the live letter. And we thought maybe it's a joke. Maybe, I don't know, we were all on heavy copium at the live letter. And then the devs responded to this, or at least the community guy did respond. Let me see if I can, Greetings everyone. There's been a lot of feedback surrounding Hrothgar and their hairstyles. We wanted to share a recent update from Yoshida during the recent patch notes reading. On the stream, he discussed the specifications of Hrothgar and the difficulties regarding additional hairstyles for them. And this is what Yoshi-P said. According to them, since we're talking about adding Hrothgar hairstyles, I'd like to take this opportunity to once again explain the specifications of Hrothgar. The head shape we use for Hrothgar is designed completely exclusively for the race. It's precisely because of this fact that we're able to create their facial appearances, and their current quality is only possible because the faces and hair are created together as a set. So my immediate question is, well then why don't you make a new hair like specifically for each face, and then just whatever face the person has when they go to the barber, let them pick those hairs. I mean, like, what I mean is, if the 2B hair, you have to make it specifically for this face, then do that. And then do the same thing again for every face. So then, like, if someone has this face, well, then do whatever you had to do to make the 2B hair work for that face, right? That's what I mean. Oh, you can't see. You can't see, but yeah. Just make it work for every face. If it has to be done specifically for the face, just do it 4 times. There's 4 faces. It's not even like there's 100 faces. Okay. Anyway, originally I had announced at the outset that we would be unable to add more hairstyles for them. However, we continue to receive comments asking for more Hrothgar hairstyles to be added somehow. In order to address this feedback, we went with a plan where we would maintain the shape of the head and have the ears hidden in the hair, which would allow us to implement new hairstyles in due time. Due time is a long, long time because I think that they first announced adding new hairstyles for Hrothgar like in early Shadowbringers. Due time is like, it's been well over 2 years. But as we've seen, there have indeed been many comments questioning the lack of ears. This is something I'm currently torn over. If we were to maintain the style we went with in this update, we would still have to adjust hairstyles to match the shape of Hrothgar heads. Well, yeah. I mean, wouldn't you always have to do that? Like, because it seems like what you did was not that. Because I'm pretty sure that the ears are part of the head. But if every hairstyle update is going to be met with large communities of players saying that's not what we want, then perhaps we should reconsider. We can reconsider. Though it would mean new hairstyles would be added far less frequently, perhaps we could somehow create hairstyles dedicated to those head shapes. Just make the 2B hair work for every head shape. That's it. I think that would lower the number of hairstyles we can implement. So instead of getting 6 new hairstyles every 2.5 years, you'll get like 3 hairstyles every year. I mean, that's pretty good. That's not a bad. It's difficult to address. So Hrothgar was only made possible because we drew a clear line about this point back then. Honestly speaking, it's very difficult to create hair in-game, as you might expect. As such, I'm torn over how we should proceed. You don't have to create new hair. The hair's already made. You just have to make it fit on the Hrothgar's head. Like, maybe you could make a hairstyle that has ears as part of the hairstyle? Like, it's technically part of the hair, but it's ears. Having said that, I understand that players are asking us to do something about it quickly, but it's something that will take a long time to address. To this end, I'd very much appreciate it if you could share your feedback with us on the official forums. So that's why I'm on the official forums, because he said multiple times, by the way, after this patch was dropped, he said for people to post on the official forums and complain. I mean, give feedback. I meant give feedback. I'll have the community teams compile your feedback and provide a report. But I'd like to reiterate, the current implementation of Hrothgar heads is only possible because we're using some very unorthodox methods. Hrothgar are the way they are because we like our fans of beast-like characters to enjoy them. But I would also like to emphasize that they are made in a completely unique way compared to the other races. Here's the thing that I don't like about this response. The problem that I have with it is this part right here. This part right here, where he said, we can do it, but it just means new hairstyles will be added less frequently. We can do it, but you'll have less hairstyles. So he's acknowledging here that it's absolutely possible. But they don't want to do it for some reason. Well, I guess now they probably do want to do it because they've seen the outcry from people. Like, I really don't know what they were thinking with this. It's very strange. Like, it's like if they added a whole bunch of new raid gear and dungeon gear and glamour, but your tail doesn't show anymore. Like, all your, if you have a character that's a tail, then it's just not showing. And for him to say, like, oh, well, your tail is hiding under, actually, you should probably not say that. The tail's hiding under the pants. But yeah, anyway, people post some really great pictures of these hairstyles that are perfectly sculpted to the head of the Hrothgar. You can tell they really, it's really tough to get the hair to go around the head. So yeah, people are obviously extremely upset. We waited 3 years for what, 6 hairstyles? Yeah, that's what I was saying. So I think that's another thing that people did not really appreciate from this response, was him saying that, oh, you know, we just tried to, he made it sound like they rushed to get these out and they just did everything they could to get as many out as quickly as possible. But like, people who have been waiting for these for over 3 years, it's just, it almost feels like he's out of touch with the people that he's speaking to, which is highly unusual for Yoshi-P. But look, he doesn't play Hrothgar, okay? He plays a Lalafell. Like, I don't think, does anybody on the dev team play Hrothgar? Honestly, I think that if at the live letter they had showed normal hairstyles, like with the ears working, and said, hey, we're working on these and it's really hard to do, but we're gonna get it to you in, like, I don't know, 6.2, then people would probably be happy about that. They would be happier just to know, oh, I can see the picture of it and now we're getting it. That's great.